This is Narrated Travel Adventures. Today we're heading 2 hours south of Barcelona. We're going to Delta together with Mr. Marcus. We make the drive down from Barcelona, and it's around 160 kilometers down to the Ebro Delta. Delta is the main town in the heart of the Ebro Delta, one of the most unique natural areas in Spain. It's known for wide rice fields, lagoons full of flamingos, long sandy beaches, and a slow-paced local life. The area around the Ebro Delta feels very different from the rest of Catalonia, more flat, quieter, and a big focus on nature. This is the top 5 things to do in and around the Ebro Delta. To gather some information and maps, we stop at the information center in Delta. First stop here now, we're gonna take a look at the Lighthouse. It's a bit of a walk on the beach to get there. So we're starting off quite early in the morning. The sun is still not that high. And there in the distance you can see the lighthouse. It is quite a long walk. In the middle of the summer I wouldn't say it's doable, but springtime or maybe October, November, it could be a really nice walk as well. It's gonna take us probably an hour to go there and back. "35 minutes into the journey. Here we are finally at the Lighthouse. Nothing special, but a beautiful walk and some impressive sand dunes in this part of the Ebro Delta. Some facts. It's not that old actually, 1986, 20 meters tall. Now, the long way back, 40 minutes approximately. Next we're heading for lunch, and number 2 on the list is to have a paella. Here we are at the Casa Nuri for the paella. This restaurant has a lot of great reviews and is one of the oldest in the area. As a starter we have this grilled octopus. Maybe go a bit easy on the wasabi, Marcus. Here's the star of the show, the seafood paella. €18 per person for the paella. And you also get some rice from the local fields as a gift. That was a good meal.
As number 3 on the list, we are going on a boat cruise along the river. We are doing this short route, which is called Route A, and it takes around 45 minutes. You will go through rice fields and wetlands filled with flamingos, herons and other bird life. You can also see mussel farms and the point where the Ebro River meets the Mediterranean Sea.
And now we're gonna go and see if we can spot some flamingos.
The best place to see flamingos is in the south of Delta. Follow along.
And here we are now at the Flamingo Beach Bar. Should be very good for the sunset here. Fortunately, no flamingos in sight.
But we did find them. They were just hiding on the other side of the bay. The Ebro Delta is actually one of the best places in Europe to see wild flamingos. Thousands of greater flamingos live here year-round, feeding in the shallow salt lagoons and wetlands. The Ebro Delta is the only place in Catalonia where flamingos breed regularly. And during good seasons, there can be several thousand nesting pairs. The birds get their pink color from tiny crustaceans and algae in the water. During sunrise and sunset are usually the best times to watch them because they stay closer to shore and are more active.
We are now in Poble Nou del Delta, a village that was built in the 1950s to accommodate the workers here for the rice fields. And it's kind of frozen in time. Not much has happened here because nowadays most of the operations on the rice fields are automated. But here workers used to live in these whitewashed houses. There's a church here. It's a small little village close to the areas where you can see the flamingos and herons and other bird species. So it's a good place to stay, to be close to everything.
The town was built during the dictatorship of Francisco Franco in the 1950s. It was originally called Villa Franco del Delta, literally Franco's town of the Delta. After the end of the dictatorship and Spain's transition to democracy, the village was renamed Poble Nou del Delta in 2003. The whitewashed houses, geometric street layout and central square are typical of those state-planned villages from that era. Thanks for watching this video. We visited in April and all the rice fields were dry, but if you come in mid-May and later, the fields are flooded and it looks magical. So keep that in mind if you're planning to visit. I have many more videos from Catalonia and Spain, go check them out.